I'm waiting for other people to join so that I can start. A lot of people might know me. Well, it's 3 p.m. and you might have seen a post on official page of Instagram of Amity University that we are going to have a discussion on a topic that a lot of people might not know about. So people have joined. A lot of people have joined. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Alfia Gauri. A lot of people might know me and a lot of not. For those who don't, I'm a student of Amity School of Communication and I'm pursuing Bachelor's of Journalism and Mass Communication. I'm in 4th semester. So today we are going to discuss on a topic that is called etiquette. Etiquette is a topic that a lot of people might not know about. It means it is a combination of internet and etiquettes. Like we have etiquettes in daily life, we have some etiquettes that have to be followed online. So we are going to have a discussion on that, and I'm glad that Amity University chose this topic to be discussed on, and I'm honored to be introducing this topic to you all. Thank you so much, Amity University. And to discuss this topic, I would like you all to have a lot of questions, and even I have a lot of questions for this. If you have any questions, you can comment it down in the comment section, and I'll choose some of the good, sensible questions to ask to the faculty that I'm going to add. So now a lot of people have joined, and I will add Miss Vismita Paliwal. She's a faculty of Amity School of Behavioral Science, and let me add her. Thank you so much. Also wait for the discussion to end, because at the end we will have a discussion on the current scenario of India and the world, and we'll add some people. Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Good
Hello, good
afternoon. Good
afternoon.
afternoon.
Good afternoon. So, ladies and gentlemen, she is the faculty of Amity School of Behavioral Science, and she will tell us a lot about netiquettes. And if you have any questions, you can comment it down. And even I have some questions, ma'am, that I would like you to answer so that people could know it. Firstly, ma'am, can you
Sure,
introduce it to us that what exactly netiquette stands for?
sure,
Sure,
sure.
sure.
As
As
etiquette expressing a particular thing, for example, if we are sitting in the class, there is a code of polite behavior that we follow when we have to ask questions, how we have to sit, what are the things that should be there with us. Similarly, there are certain code of polite behavior which are followed in the internet. But because in current scenario, most of the population is spending 70% of their productive time online these days, taking online classes, doing video conferencing, and accessing social media. There are certain codes of polite behavior which are very essential, especially for the youth, because they are the technological advanced generation, technological advanced age group. So they are the one who are accessing social media and spending their time online. So there are certain codes which they should also remember and start practicing them to increase not only their offline, their online reputation as well.
Yes, ma'am.
So we will be discussing some of the do's and don'ts which are related to netiquettes.
Ma'am, can I ask a question? Are
Sure.
these etiquettes the same for the presenter? Like for us, you are the teachers who are teaching us online right now. Through
Yes.
online classes, you are continuing our syllabus. So, are there etiquettes same from the for the teachers as well as the students, or there is a slight difference or something else?
No, here we will be studying etiquettes in a general scenario, irrespective of student and teachers, because I will be discussing examples that are related to teachers also in a professional ground. When you are sitting with supervisors in a meeting, or you are taking a video conferencing with your bosses and supervisors, we will be discussing that as well. And we will be discussing the things that should be kept in mind with the students also while
I think there's some problem in the internet connection. Huh. Yes, ma'am, I got it. So we will also be answering some questions that people put in the comment section. And you please begin with your session, then I have some questions that I'll ask you in the mid.
Sure. Sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, so students, teachers, and all the others who have joined, good afternoon, everyone. Let's discuss about what are the netiquettes and why they are important in our daily life. The netiquettes are important for your online and offline reputations. They can damage, if you are not following proper netiquettes, they can damage your relationships. They can lead to any type of aggressive behavior that can come when you are not following proper online and offline etiquettes. So let's discuss about netiquettes and discuss what are the basic do's and don'ts. Then we can go into depth in these do's and don'ts and discuss them with examples. So first, very, very important do's that comes into netiquettes is respect other people's privacy. Whether you are in an online class, whether you are in a video conferencing, always respect. And even if you are sitting with the people and there are people around you, you are sitting with your colleagues, or you are sitting with your supervisors, and there's a meeting going on, an official meeting, or there's an online class going on, respect other people's privacy. There are a lot of people around you who are going to say things, who are going to discuss things, and if in front of them you're not taking the class, you are accessing your Facebook, you are accessing your WhatsApp or Instagram or something, and you are taking other calls when an online class is going on, you are taking calls at that time. These kind of behavior is not considered as good netiquettes. Even if there is a call and you have to take a call, it is expected that you are first going to take the permission from the teacher or the boss, whosoever is there, then take the call and preferably tell the person on the other side of the call that I'm going to talk to you later. I'm in a meeting right now, and hang up the call, apologize, and go back into the conversation. But if there isn't some urgent thing, you can take a message, then hang up the call and apologize and get back to the conversation. So if there is something urgent, you can do that. Otherwise, it is requested that when you are taking an online class or you are in a video conferencing, for all the people, as well professionals as well as students, that please try to respect the other people's privacy and respect their attitude when they are involved in a group conversation. Next thing that is very important do's is verify the facts before posting. What most of us in these days are doing, we are forwarding messages which are not at all applicable, and before verifying it, we are forwarding it, and that is creating a lot of hoax around. So try to avoid these things, verify the facts, and then post it. The next thing,
basically the netiquettes are not bound to just saying please or thank you like we say in general life, like we have etiquette. So it is not bound to that, and not only to online classes, but they are also bound for the things that we post or share on social media, and in
right
fact
now,
also in gaming and all, right?
yes. So right now we are talking about what are the things that you should keep in mind while you are online. Now, when you are going to type things, there are certain points that you have to keep in mind while you are typing in a conversation. That what are the things? Now, the thing is that the next thing is check messages and respond promptly. See, you are not involved in a face-to-face communication. Nobody, like people are not able to access that much. They cannot assess your body language completely. They are not able to access your non-verbal cues completely. So in your work timings or in the other timings also, in the current scenario, it is expected out of the professionals as well as out of the students that they remain in touch with their supervisors. They remain in touch with each other. Check the messages and try to respond them timely, because there could be some urgent things that require prompt attention. So don't try to procrastinate things, try to cover the things as soon as you can. The next thing that you were talking about writing the conversation. So there are certain protocols that are to be followed while you are writing a conversation, sending an email. So there are 4 major points. The first thing is, whenever you are writing an email, or sending it to your teachers or your supervisors, and a professional person is also writing an email, before CCing it or BCCing it to someone, please take their permission if they are your supervisors, or if they are your subordinates, inform that you are taking them into loop. These are some of the manners first. Second manners that we talked about is uses of words such as please and thank you. Look, we are not, when you are writing a conversation, the reader is not able to judge what type of tone you are having, what type of body language you are having. So uses of words like please and thank you actually enhances your humbleness, enhances your kindness and your reputation among the other person who is reading the email. And he is able to judge that you are passing on this message very politely. The third thing that has to be kept in mind is whenever we are typing, there are certain things in which we start using cap lock, and we start writing in capital letters. We should avoid writing in capital letters unless and until it is very necessary, because in online, writing in capital letters is seen to as if you are yelling.
Yes.
So try not to use capital letters and use as humble words as possible. So these are some of the do's that you have to keep in mind. Now let's come to the don'ts. Hamper your online and offline relationship for a very long time.
Yes. Shall I ask the questions in the comment section right now, or will you answer it in the end of the session?
Okay, we can answer it right now, and then I will start with the don'ts.
Okay, ma'am. So the people are asking that why are netiquettes important? So
yes,
in one, yes, ma'am. Continue.
Yes.
Sorry.
As I mentioned earlier also, in our daily routine life also, there is a set protocol that we follow according to the situation in which we are. If we are in a classroom, there is a protocol that is followed. If we are in a cinema hall, there is a protocol that has been followed. Yes. So you won't behave the same as you are behaving in the classroom in the cinema hall, right? And you won't behave it in the either way as well. So similarly, there are certain etiquettes which are followed so that you are able to conduct that particular information. Suppose if you are taking an online class. So if you are going to interrupt the class again and again, if instead of online class, the teacher is going to, that's what I was going to discuss in don'ts, that if the teacher is speaking, it's giving a lecture and there are around 50 students in the class and 2 students start talking to each other, obviously the lecture will get disrupted. Yes. So these type of and what kind of image of those students will be formed in the front of the teachers and as well as in front of those students who actually want to study and have genuinely come into the class for it. Yes. So that will actually damage your relationship. So whatever we do in our daily routine life also, the way we talk to our parents, the way we talk to our guests, the way we talk to our teachers, our friends, these are the etiquettes that are similarly applied in online also. But there are some points that we keep in mind because obviously the face-to-face conversation is not that much when you are dealing with online things.
So, another question was by RSSR_16 that I think is Rishi Bhaiya. He's a pass out. And he is asking that is there a particular dress code that has to be followed while you are in an online meeting or in an online class?
It is the same dress code that is required in an official attire.
Okay.
What official attire is there, you have to be in that official attire when you are dealing with any video conferencing or an online class.
So if I'm taking an online class right now, is my attire the right one for the online class? Because this is what we wear at college too.
Yes, you wear the same in the college. So yes, it is.
So
irrespective. Yes.
If you are taking classes online, do you wear the same kind of clothes that you wear while teaching face to face in college?
Yes, you can see that right now. So yes, I do. So
okay,
whenever I'm taking an online class, I'm in this attire. So that's one of the very major aspects of Netiquettes.
Oh, that is a bit difficult for you all. It's easy for us. And another question is by Rishav_K Shri. If etiquettes are so important, what are some of the ways we can inculcate their use in our daily life?
See, any behavior is always adopted It cannot be learned. There is nothing, there is no course for it. But in your behavioral science classes that are taking place throughout the university, we are trying to take this class. I myself, I have taken this Netiquettes class in the behavioral science classes, whichever I'm taking online. So we are trying to create an awareness about netiquettes among students so that they are able to follow a proper protocol while they are taking online classes so that they can gain maximum knowledge and the teachers are able to impart the knowledge effectively as well.
Okay, ma'am. One last
Apart
question.
from
You
that,
can
yes,
continue.
you have to adopt it through practice.
Yes, ma'am. That we have practice makes a man perfect, and it is good
Yes.
to have etiquettes while you are doing so much things on social media. Everything is on internet right now. Even our studies are on internet right now. So it's important to follow. One last question for this section by Anusha Gehlot. What if conversations are informal? Are there netiquettes important in the informal conversation too?
Yes. In the don't section, I will be dealing with where what happens when there is an informal conversations and what are the things that you should keep in mind while you are having an informal conversations as well.
Okay,
So
ma'am.
let's go to the don't section now.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, what are the things that are total no while you are on the internet? The first thing is do not name call or express offensive opinions about someone. Whether you are in a normal conversation, online conversation, whether you are in an online class, this is a strict no that you name call your friend and start talking to him. You are like this, you are like that, and the class is going on. These things are strictly no in etiquettes. Next thing that is strictly no is expressing offensive opinions that no, girls do like this, boys do like this, they are the ones who create nuisance, we are not the ones. This is not a debatable topic. This is something to understand. This is not something that some person can blame on the other. So even if you are in a normal informal conversation, whether you are in a formal conversation, try to avoid name calling someone or expressing offensive opinions. Because if you cannot say something onto their face, please don't say it onto their backs as well. So this is something important. The next point is posting any private images online. If you are posting an image online or videos online and you are tagging someone, please take their permission to tag them. That is regarding the informal conversation that we just had a talk about. So permission before tagging them. If you are CCing somebody, inform them about it. So post and some images that you don't want to be posted about yourself, don't post it about someone else also. No matter how close the friend is, no matter how close you people are, whatever you don't want for yourself, please don't let anybody else also face the same situation.
Agreed.
Next. Second don't is, please do not exclude people. What if there is a WhatsApp group, if there is a Facebook group that we are talking about, if there is an online class, there are other people. There are other people sitting. There is a teacher sitting who's trying to teach you, who has worked throughout to prepare your lecture so that you are able to take that lecture as efficiently as it can be. Because there are certain limitations in online classes. So we are trying to have the teaching aids as much as possible so that the classes become as effective as they can with the current limitations in mind. So keep that in mind and don't exclude people. Take them with you. Understand that there is a group. Understand that there are people who genuinely want to take class. Understand it and include them in your conversation. Even if you are yes.
Continue. Sorry.
Yeah, even if you want to ask some question, you can write it in the conversation box that, ma'am, I have this question. And then the teacher is going to see that conversation box and answer the question at the end of the lecture.
Okay, so one advice I would like we are having a conversation. This is kind of teaching that you're giving to me as well as the people who are joined in this live. So in this conversation, I would not mind if you would tell me what netiquettes should I follow in this time, because I feel when I have to ask a question, I am stopping you in the midst and I'm saying, excuse me, or I'm asking the question directly. So I know I'm not perfect. That is why I'm attending this, or I have a lot of questions. So can you tell me my guidelines that I have to follow right now in this conversation so that that could be a practical knowledge to the people who want to learn it?
See, right now in this conversation, there is no separate structure and there is no separate place for where you can type your questions. But the thing is, you can just halt for some time, let the teacher finish a particular sentence, and then try to look. Limitations will always be there because we are online right now. We will not be able to see the faces of the 50 students, all the 50 students which are there, and keep an eye on all the 50 students online. So the thing is that you genuinely have to understand that what is the current situation, and in that current situation you have to be genuine in yourself, honest in yourself, and do the things properly. Having respect towards something is not that can be learned. It is something that has to be understood, that has to be adopted. So respect towards the technological aids taking place, respect towards the people who are working tirelessly to provide you the education at these times, respect towards any supervisors, for the professionals also, respect towards the supervisors and the video conferencings that are going on, and the information that has been tried to taken and then imparted to all the other people through video conferencing and video meetings. So these are some of the things that we have to keep in mind. So the genuine respect actually comes from heart. And the next thing that I wanted to tell in don'ts in that informal conversation thing, that do not play the game of friend unfriend and block unblock. That actually hurts the person. So if you actually want to be friends with that person, then only send a friend request or accept a friend request. And once you unfriend them, don't play the game of friend unfriend, because that is strictly no-no in Netiquettes. So that are some of the points. Next point is, whenever you are in an online group, whether it is a formal group, whether it is an informal group, any online group, do not load the particular conversation with enormous files unless and until it is necessary. What people do is people start sending 25 photographs and 6-7 videos, and that actually takes out the gist of a particular conversation.
That gets skipped.
Yes. So don't keep that in practice unless and until it is very necessary and your supervisor has given you the permission for the same. So with that, the thing that I will right now emphasize on is, do not forward the messages without checking facts, and keep on updating your knowledge. Because there were some messages where it was like a person required A+ positive blood in a hospital, and that message kept on forwarding until the time that person actually recovered and got back to the home. So we are actually not updated, and we don't update it, and then we keep on circulating the message. So that is something we have to keep in mind. These are the things.
Yes, ma'am. And we have more questions, ma'am. One is from Varun Komal Ahuja. He's asking, if you receive a text or email from someone you don't know, what should you do? Like, how should you ask the person, and how should you treat that person if you don't know him? And I think that is the gist of the question.
Yes. So first of all, very politely, you have to reply that person back and kindly ask for their introduction. And apart from that, not only the introduction, and how do they know you? And as I mentioned, always use the words please. So you can start it that, please, can you tell me can you give me your kind introduction? Because maybe your number is not there in my like this.
He's also asking who created Netiquette?
Who created Netiquettes?
Netiquettes, the term and everything.
Etiquettes is the term. Netiquette term is internet plus etiquettes. So it is a dictionary term, etiquette, which means the perfect code, a code for doing something, a code for polite behavior. That is the dictionary meaning of etiquettes. These are dictionary words. So internet plus etiquette became netiquette, and that term lead to a code of polite behavior on internet. That is the dictionary definition.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, so you can continue. I think I'm paused. My internet is not good right now.
So are you seeing any other question?
Yes, I am seeing other questions, but I think the my side of the video is paused right now.
Yes.
Um, I had a question. What are some of the etiquettes and ethic challenges we face at work?
Okay. There are a lot of etiquettes and ethic challenges that are followed at work. The first thing is that there are genuine dress up, the formal etiquettes that are being followed while giving a lecture, and use of technological aids as much as necessary in order to impart a particular topic is required. And plus, taking a particular meeting seriously, taking a class seriously, these are some of the things that are ethically required. And I feel most of the teachers are, and most of the professionals have actually worked on it a lot in the coming days, because we have been in lockdown and we are not left with any other option apart from this.
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, I wanted to confirm if you have another point that are to be taught, or shall we begin with the question answer session only? Shall we
Yes, we can
continue?
begin answers round. I have completed most of the topics, and as soon as the questions will come, and I'll speak about other topics as well, and then I'll give my end word of very well to the people who are watching.
Okay, so ma'am, I wanted to ask that since we all are at home, and right now you must be teaching, you must be working from home. So this is the scene that I have not seen it for any teacher, but it is with us, and it might have happened with people that when you're teaching or when you are learning, there are people around in your home. There must be kids, there must be dogs or pets. So if the dogs are barking, if the kids are making noises, so that should be, to one extent, it should be handled, like it should be accepted that, okay, the person is at home, this should be accepted. So what should we do when these kind of things happen?
See, first thing is, if these type of noises, external noises which are there, can be limited or can get eliminated for a shorter duration of time, that can be practiced. Like if there is a dog barking for some time, you can put the dog in the balcony or in the garden outside or somewhere where he would also be happy going out, because it's a lockdown for them as well. So I have 2 dogs at my home. So and they are asleep right now, because most of the time dogs sleep in the afternoon. So and if there are young children, obviously certain amount of noise is acceptable, considering that everyone is at home, and all the people are there in the home, because for everyone there is a lockdown and everyone is working. So there are certain things which are acceptable, but try to minimize the noise as much as possible.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. And have you experienced any nuisance or the don'ts of the netiquettes while you are working and while you are taking a class or some meeting?
Yes, there are certain things which I have observed in students, and I would like to request them. The one thing that I saw was that the students started talking among themselves when the class is going on. And they are asking questions, interrupting the class again and again. And some of the students were trying to, mute the other students when they are talking. Or maybe you also have experienced this thing when you are taking online class. They are removing the students when the class is going on. So these are all the don'ts that actually come into one sentence of netiquette, that please respect everyone who's there in the group.
Yes.
and genuinely take the class, because that is the only way we can impart education to you. So we have limited resources. We are trying to do best in those limited resources. And I appeal to every student to genuinely take part in the online class and try to get as much as knowledge as they can.
Yes, ma'am. And also, ma'am, that have you experienced the nuisance other than classes and all while using other platforms of internet like social media or any other internet usage?
Yes, of course, there are public opinions and certain comments and certain things posted online in online platform are actually aimed to create a nuisance, aimed to create an aggression among people, and that aggression comes through the comments, and the suppressed anger comes through the comments. There are certain political things related to it. There are some religious aspects related to it. There are certain abusive languages or offensive opinions that we talked about are related to it. So there are certain things. That is why I am again and again telling that always see the facts, confirm the facts, and then only write something about anything.
Okay, ma'am. So, you just begin the topic of about people commenting things. So, I would, this may be a little diverting the topic, but just a question also came I was about to ask. It's by Ishika Gore 01. Is trolling someone also comes under the barrier of netiquette?
See, that comes under cyber psychology, that what is the behavior of the other person who is doing it, and what is the aim and objective behind it. So that has to be a that you have to know, because every individual.
Social media bullying is also under the cyber psychology?
Yes. And there are a lot of hidden stressors, hidden aspects, and suppressed and repressed things which are associated with it. And this again becomes a different topic and a very long discussion.
Yes,
Because
ma'am.
as well.
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, another question by Varun Komal Ahuja. Why, I think we have discussed the major aspect of this question, but still, why is netiquette important for professional and personal success?
Yes, see, once you are presenting yourself formally and you are following a particular course, that actually creates a very good impression of yourself in front of your supervisors, your teachers, your bosses, and the way you are presenting things and the way you are trying to become a part of a video conferencing without disturbing someone, following the proper protocols, giving respect to the ideas and opinions of the others expressed. These are the things which actually enhances your reputation in front of everyone and your impression in front of everyone, which eventually leads a good image of yours. That is the reason we follow moral principles. That is the reason we follow manners and etiquettes, so that we have a proper reputation in front of everyone.
Yes, ma'am. So from my side and from I think the comment side, the questions are mostly finished. So if you have anything to, I think there's one more question. Vanshika Raghav 6. Okay, it's not related to the topic. Sorry. So if you have anything to bring this topic to an end and for the end of discussion, I would request you to do it.
I have a word for very well to all of the people who are watching and who will be watching this conversation. See, it is very easy to lose your sense in what is going around in the world, and especially if the technology is there in your hands. So you as a youth have a very high responsibility right now, because you have elders in your home, you have young children at your home who are not that much accessible to the social media. They are not able to spend their time online. All they have is what the daily routine activities they used to do. So as a youth, you have a duty towards them also to have their mental health enhanced. Try to make video calls to your relatives and make your elders talk to them. Try to spend some times with the people who are who are in the elder generation, and to the young children as well. So as a youth, we have a very, very big responsibility at this moment. So engaging indirectly with others is more important than ever in this current scenario. And please don't forget the positive impact that you can make in engaging with your family, having real face-to-face conversation with them, spending time with them, and making them make use of technology and making them happy. So that is what a role youth can play, and youth can play a very, very positive role right now. So try to follow these netiquettes, stay at home, follow the rules of like lockdown as well, and try to spend more and more time, positive time, productive time with your family and the elder ones.
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, one question has arrived. Shall I ask you?
Sure, sure.
It's by Anusha Gehlot again. How can we assume the intention of someone over the net without observing the body language?
See, there are certain contrary questions which you can ask in your reply that is going to enhance your knowledge about the other person. So it depends upon the conversation, it depends upon the sentences or the replies or the messages being sent by the other person, that what will be the contrary questions or replies that you are going to give in order to assess that what is the intention of the other person.
Okay, so we can have a little cross-questioning or conversation to get the person know about me, and also to know about him, to get his intention known. Okay, and also, ma'am, I would agree with you telling that we should sit with our parents and spend time with them. Like, we have been taught etiquettes and manners by them or by our grandparents, that they have taught us sit like this while eating, say hello, say namaste, and do salam and everything else. In this scenario, we can, like previously, they taught us and we heard. In this scenario, when we are youth, when we are teenagers, it would be a two-way communication. If they are teaching us about etiquettes, we can teach them about netiquettes, what you have taught us. It has been seen mostly in the generation of our parents and the elders that they always forward messages without cross-checking, and they fill the group with good morning text and a lot of unnecessary images and videos, and something that is not even relatable. So these are the things that we can teach them, and they have taught us a lot in our life.
Yes,
So
yes.
with this, we can have a two-way conversation. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much, all, and wish you a very success in your lives. And stay at home. Take care of yourself.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining with us. We'll see you soon. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.
Also, excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
I would like to have a virtual applaud for you for having this conversation. So, ladies and gentlemen, can we have a huge round of applause for Miss Vismita Paliwal? A virtual applaud. I would like to give you a virtual applaud because
Thank you.
everything is online right now. And here's my applaud. If people will be giving it. Thank
Thank
you so much, ma'am. We'll be also posting this video on the story, and you can see it. If you can see the comments and all, people are commenting, people are liking the conversation. It was really knowledgeable to have it, and people have applauded for you, if you can see.
Okay. Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much,
Thank you,
ma'am.
everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Please take care.
Okay,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
See you soon. So this was the end of conversation with Vismita ma'am, and as I said that you all have to wait till the end of this conversation, of this session, so that we can begin with an interesting topic. And now I would like to add some people who will request us to add them, so that we can have a conversation about the current scenario of India, of the world, and how we all are self-isolating and quarantining in this uh, scenario. Hi everyone. And is there somebody who would like to request to join this live and we can have a conversation? I'm waiting for people to request more. Not like requesting more, the virtual request. What ma'am has taught was really helpful for all of us. And the last thing that I mentioned is the very helpful with ma'am. What do's and don'ts ma'am has taught us, we can teach them to our elders and other people around us. And they can teach us back like our parents teach us manners and everything else. So I would like to add, wait a minute. I have tried to add somebody and I'm waiting for them to be here so that we can discuss about the topic. Well, I see that people aren't really coming up. So this was a good session with Vismita ma'am about Netiquettes, and I'm glad that you all joined, and I'm glad that Amity University gave me this opportunity to host this session. And we'll see you soon with another important session or some good lesson like topics like Netiquettes or other than that. So till then, bye bye.